Hi, this is Corey with iGo Fitness, and here we're going to show you some plank progressions to work on core stability in the sagittal plane. So I want to make sure that you're keeping your core nice and strong, resisting extension, so that you can perform sports or whatever activities you like to the best of your abilities without injuring your lower back. All right, so we're going to start out in a modified plank position. This is the base progression here. So Matt's going to be kneeling on the ground, forearms on the ground. And you notice here he's keeping a nice bridge, back is nice and flat. See what's up just a tiny bit. Right there, good. All right, so we've got both knees down for a bit of support, but you should feel the abdominals contracting. If this feels pretty easy for you, what you can do is extend this leg out, the leg down, lift that off the ground. So it's gonna make it a little bit more challenging. Now you've got a little bit more body weight to support in this position. When you're here, you should be breathing normally. Shouldn't feel like you're straining too much, but if it's challenging, you can stay here. If not, bring the other leg down, extend that leg, and now we're up into our full plank progression. So you should feel, again, most of the engagement in the core region. Shouldn't feel too much in the shoulders, too much in the legs. Actually lift up just a little bit. There we go. Good, so he's working pretty good here. And what you can actually do, if you want to make this more difficult, is you start to shift forward and back. So rock the toes up and back. And we're just shifting where that center of gravity is, and it's making it a little bit tougher. A little tougher? All right, so you can see that's challenging. Relax now. So that's one way to do it without adding weight, without doing anything too damaging to the back or too stressful, just to make it a little bit more challenging. For those of you who have advanced beyond that, we're going to go to another progression now. So we'll have hands down on the ground in the push-up position. So this is all body weight, no external weight needed to really challenge that core, get it ready for stability. Because again, we're trying to resist the movement. It's not always about creating movement with the core. So first thing we're going to do are just walk out. So we're going to walk the hands out in front of you here. Trying to keep this stable, try not to rock side to side, and bringing it back in. Also try not to lift the hips up too much when you come back in. So walking out, and walking back in. What we're doing is lengthening that lever arm. Makes it really tough for the core to support the body when the hands are way out in front, just like that. All right, from here, we're going to go into a little rotation now. So we did sagittal plane, now we're going to get into transverse plane. So a little rotation. We're going to alternate lifting one hand and one leg. So left hand's going to come up, right leg's going to go up in the air. And bring it back down, and we'll switch. So notice he's keeping this pretty tight here. He's not letting the hip rotate open. And you can see it's a little challenging. So even for somebody like Matt who's been working at this for a while, it can be a little tough. But that's why it's a great progression to work on. It takes a lot of focus, a lot of concentration. Good. And now from here, we'll play a nice fun game called fast hands. It's going to alternate touching one hand to the other. So this one, so you can go. Again, he's trying not to rotate the hips, trying not to shift too much. So he's trying to resist that movement right in here, the abdominals. So that's another, doesn't look like much, but it's another really challenging progression for your planks. You get to relax, and you at home, you get to try that out, work your way up. So if you need to start with that first progression, do that, work on it for a couple weeks, and build your way up. So you don't have to go too fast, but keep challenging yourself, and I guarantee you're going to have a strong core in no time. All right? See you next week. Until then, keep going.